nobody can be surprised that Real Madrid forward Karin Benzema has been named the UEFA Champions League Player of the Season. The 34-year-old, who's won the Champions League 5 times with Real Madrid, scored 15 goals in 12 matches. In this past season, Benzema equaled Cristiano Ronaldo's record of 10 goals in the knockout phase of the Champions League, as he led Real to their 14th hold on Europe's most prestigious club football trophy. Vinicius Jr., who scored the only goal of the final against Liverpool, was named Young Player of the Season. Benzema and Vinicius Jr. are joined by 2 other Real players, Luka Modric and Thibaut Courtois, in the Team of the Season. They are joined by 4 players from Liverpool: Andy Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Virgil van Dijk, plus Fabinho, along with PSG's Kylian Mbappe, Man City's Kevin De Bruyne, and Chelsea's Antonio Rudiger. Our European-based football analyst Simon Evans joins us. And Simon, there could never have been a prize for who would have been the Champions League Player of the Season, because it really was a free question, a giveaway. It could only have been one man.
Absolutely. The only surprise is he didn't score in the final. You know.
Well, he did.
What he did.
He did.
Well, he did. Yeah, he did. If we count the disallowed one. But yeah, no, what he did against Manchester City, what he did against PSG, his performances against Chelsea and Liverpool throughout the tournament proved himself to be, at the moment, the top number 9 in European football, and his record this season proves it. Yeah.
Simon, when you look at the number of Real Madrid players in the best 11, Vinicius Jr., no doubt about it, neither Modric, neither Thibaut Courtois, the fact is that people are still wanting to say that this Real Madrid team were fortunate. Simon, how can fortune stick with you so much that you overcome Chelsea over 2 legs, you overcome Man City over 2 legs, you overcome PSG over 2 legs, then you beat Liverpool in a one-off game, you keep a clean sheet against one of the most fearsome offensive machineries in world football, and people still are wanting to bookend your success with luck? I find it to be grossly unfair.
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking to somebody about one of these narratives, which is like, oh, well, it was only because Courtois was in such fine form that Real Madrid managed to win that final. I mean, goalkeeping is part of the game, right? Goalkeepers are expected to do their job. I think he made 3 outstanding saves in that final, Courtois. But were they miracle saves? Did he have to make a dozen of them? I don't think so. So I think this whole narrative that the goalkeeper won it for Real is a little bit odd.
Simon, my question is surrounding Vinicius Jr., of course, his performance for the season for Real Madrid, 4 goals and 6 assists. He got the Young Player of the Season award.
Yes, he's really burst onto the scene this year. I think he was a player who, when he went to Real Madrid, there were some people who were very excited about the signing, thought he was going to be, you know, the next Neymar and a great star. And some people very quickly
the team, I think we might have lost Simon. So on that note, I want to talk about the fact that Karim Benzema has been endorsed by Lionel Messi for the Ballon d'Or. And there's a joke. There's a joke.
It's a populist move, because there can only be one winner of the Ballon d'Or this year. So he's not saying anything that anybody would disagree with, fundamentally or otherwise. It's the obvious selection.
But you know the joke, right?
Yeah.
The last season.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, but there's no way that there can be anybody even in the reckoning. I mean, when Lewandowski didn't get it when he ought to have gotten it, people were saying, well, it's a straight fight between Messi and Lewandowski. This year, it's a straight fight between Karim and Benzema, because there can be nobody else in the frame for this Ballon d'Or this year.
Yeah, and the fact is significant that Messi said so, because he's been the target of a lot of criticism, because he has been Ballon d'Or winner on a few occasions when people thought he shouldn't have won.
Like last year.
Yeah, so for him to come out and say that, I think, is significant coming from him, I would say. I think we have Simon back. We lost him in the middle of the the comment from Mariah about Vinicius Jr. Yes,
Scottish
Simon.
internet let me down, yeah.
You froze, Simon, you froze.
Yeah, Vinicius Junior is, you know, I think there was some scepticism about him early on at Real Madrid, wasn't there? Some people thought that maybe he's not up to scratch, and I think this season in the Champions League, you're one of them, George. Are you going to eat humble pie now?
Well, I've been eating humble pie because I tell you, I engaged. I don't know if it was one of those Champions League shows that I engaged Brent Sancho on, and we were agreeing that he didn't seem. Look, you have to bear with me. Our viewers here know. You would know, given the time that you spent with us. We talk a lot in horse racing terms, and in horse racing, and you know, it's a sport you know well as well, Simon. When young horses who show immense promise go on to the 3-year-old campaign, the comment is usually that they don't train on, they don't translate the young promise into experienced quality. And Vinicius Junior just looked as if he would have failed to come to hand. But that was because of how Zidane was handling him, how Zidane was using him in games. Ancelotti has unlocked a whole new level from this young man, and I am happy to be wrong about Vinicius Junior last season.
Yeah, I think the thing that's most impressive about him is his movement, really, off the ball as well. The way he goes in behind players, he gets into gaps, he times his runs perfectly. I mean, obviously, technically, he's very good on the ball, but that kind of stuff is extremely difficult to coach to players, and I think he has that in abundance.
And it reminds me somewhat, Simon, of Luis Nani, who played for Portugal and, of course, at Manchester United. Brilliant, sublime 1 minute, awful, stupid, silly, overindulgent the next. But then you live to realize that that's what he's going to give you over 90 minutes. He's going to make many stupid decisions, but he's going to be brilliant in a moment or two, and those are the moments which count. I think Vinicius and Nani, there are strong parallels between both players.
Yes, those little moments where he messes up a basic control, and you think, like, this is a Brazilian superstar, you know, what's going on here? and then he arrives around the back of Trent Alexander-Arnold and scores the winning goal in the Champions League final. There you go.
George just mentioned him being unlocked based on how he's being used by Ancelotti. It brings the question about the qualities that coaches have, Simon, because if you even look at the Chelsea lineup, I had never been a fan of Rudiger, even though I'm a big German fan. But Tuchel seems to have brought out a Rudiger that previous coaches, even his German coach, didn't.
Yes, you're right. The great coaches managed to find the right role and the right system to get their players right. And I remember Ancelotti once in an interview saying that the job of a manager is like that of a tailor. You give him the material and he has to cut it out and form it together into something that's impressive. But he works with what he's given. He works with the material he's given. And Ancelotti's great at that. You know, he's got Vinicius there. He's got to find a way to make him work because they don't have a great amount of other options up there, really, unless they went into the transfer market. And he's found a way to make it work, just as Tuchel has done with Rudiger, playing him in a 3 most of the time, whereas I think a lot of the time beforehand in Germany he was playing in a 2 at the back. It obviously suits him more because he likes to come out from the back. So great managers spot these things. They spot them beforehand, they spot them during the championships, and they find a way to integrate and get the best out of the players they've been given.
Yeah, all right, Simon, we're going to leave it there. We've had a very, very, very heavy diet of football for the past 8 or 9 months. But I'm sure that our appetite for football is big. So we'll have more discussions for you coming up in the coming months.
All right, all the best.
Yeah, that's Simon Evans there. George and Mariah, any disappointment about the 11 Champions League? Is there any name that isn't there that we thought should be?
No, the first person I looked for was Kevin De Bruyne. He was there. Yes. I'm okay.
I would have included Bernardo Silva from Man City in there. I thought that he was
instead
wonderful. The middle has Fabinho, De Bruyne, Modric, and Vinicius Junior. Oh, so I have my wide man. The thing is this, right, so I'm looking at them. So I have the 3. So Modric, Fabinho, De Bruyne, and Mbappe, Benzema, and Vinicius Junior. Okay, yeah, I'll abide by this. I can't put Bernardo Silva in this team because I'm not dropping Vinicius Junior. And the 3 men behind the front 3 have to stabilize the midfield, giving me Kraft, graft, and guile. So yeah, I agree with that team.
Okay, well, still to come on the Sportsmax Zone today, a roundup of Monday's action in the Jamaica Premier League and the latest from the French Open at Roland Garros. Plus Leighton Levy, he'll join us to discuss how Caribbean athletes performed at the World Continental Tour Gold Athletics meeting in Ostrava. That's the Czech Republic. Back in a moment.